how do we differentiate between two liquids if one is an acid and one is a base? So let us try doing this experiment. We have two bowls in which we have two colorless liquids. One is an acid and one is a base. And we will try testing with the help of two litmus paper, the red litmus and the blue litmus. So let us first dip the red litmus paper here and let's see what happens. So it just got wet and there was no color change. But now when we dip the blue litmus, let's see what happens. Wow! The blue litmus changes its color completely and becomes red. And this is an indication of presence of acid. So we are very sure that we have acid in this bowl, and that is why we are writing acid here. The same thing we are going to repeat with the other liquid. So let's dip the red litmus paper. When we dip the red, it immediately changes color and turns blue. Whereas when we dip the blue litmus, nothing much happens other than the paper getting wet. So we can be very sure that we have a base, or a better term for this would be an alkali. A base dissolved in water is an alkali. So we have an alkali here because an alkali turns red litmus blue. So the liquids which help us decide which is an acid or which is a base are called indicators. We have another one here, phenolphthalein, which is itself colorless. So let's put a drop of phenolphthalein in these two bowls. So one drop here and nothing happens. So we can decide that this must be acid because phenolphthalein does not change color with acid. So no color change, we have an acid. But now let's put it inside an alkali. Wow, what a bright pink color, magenta. And therefore we can call it a base or an alkali. So let's write base here because phenolphthalein has changed its color. Now we have some indicators in the lab, but there are some ordinary substances which also act as very good indicators, and turmeric or haldi is one of them. So let's put some acid on turmeric and nothing happens. But when we put a base on turmeric, let's see, it immediately gives a very dark red color. It changes its color, and this is what we see at home also sometimes when we have patches of haldi or turmeric on our clothes and those clothes are washed with soap or detergent. In fact, roli is made out of turmeric and chuna or lime. So haldi also acts as a very good indicator. Now let's look at some flowers. So we have taken red flowers and blue or purple flowers. So we have taken the flowers but also rubbed these flowers on paper to create two patches. So the patches are looking a little bluish. So let's try. Similarly, we have made patches with the blue flowers. So we have got blue patches here, and we will now try putting the acid or base here. We need to rub the flowers a little with our fingers or with our nails, because flower petals have a layer on top of them which does not let water get inside or touch the petal. It has a water repellent property, so that's why it doesn't accept water. So here we put a drop of acid on this patch, and we see that the acid is turning it much redder. Similarly, on a blue patch, if we put acid, we are getting a red color. It is behaving like litmus paper. Now let's try putting the base on both these patches. So we take some base and put it on this patch, and it has turned much more blue-green. Same here. Here also we get a blue-green color on this patch. Now how about putting these two acid or base directly on the flower petal? So let's put one drop each on these flower petals. So we will first put acid on the petal. So here is some acid which we put on flowers on both sides, and we'll have to wait a little for this to start showing its action. Now let's put some base and let's wait, and we will see the color changing slowly. So here we see that the red flower shows a redder color, particularly if we rub it a little with a straw or some object, whereas the base has turned this red flower into blue-green, almost green. And here the blue flower or the purple flower has become very much red with acid, whereas the base has turned it into blue-green. So flowers have shown a very good capacity to act as indicators. Other color of flowers also show some indicator property, as we saw here. Now here's something very interesting. Acid and base are actually reverse of each other. They can actually neutralize each other to create salt and water. So acid and base actually negate each other. So here we had base with phenolphthalein. Let's try putting some acid. As the acid neutralizes the base, the color starts fading away, because phenolphthalein will not give color with plain water. So since plain water and salt is being generated, so the color is vanishing. As we keep pouring more and more acid, the color keeps vanishing more and more. And let's see, we'll put more here and see the effect. Looks like some more acid is needed, so we will pour directly, and as we pour, all the base is neutralized by the acid till we are left with nearly no color, showing that most acid and base have been neutralized to give us plain water and some salt.